Hello and welcome back to the Battle of Central Europe Season 3 here on HeflaTV's Hitbox 2 channel. I'm GrandisV and hopefully I'll be joined by Deed Swordfish, but as of now, he's not available, so hopefully you'll be able to get into this game shortly. That said, it's going to be a two-game series between Lajons and AlbumSheet, already starting off fairly quickly with an IO Brewmaster, Elder Titan, Razor as our first stage of bans, and then the first pick Death Prophet coming out from AlbumSheet. No real surprises there. Elder Titan. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now I have D Swordfish on the line.
Caster here, Skullcaster here. Woo.
Yeah, so we're all good now. Tidehunter Jakiro is going to be the opener for Lajons and a very fast Ogre for AlbumSheet.
Yeah, that's an interesting pick. The Ogre has been picked a lot recently. I love this support, really. I hope they run him in the 4 position, though. I don't like Ogre Magi in 5. Ever since they changed his multicast, you really need that Arcane Boost rather quickly because you need the multicast level 6. So, oh well. I'm really excited to see his Ogre, though. Especially when you see a good multicast, it's just so fun to see.
Definitely. And even if you don't get the multicast, it still does a fair bit of damage, and if you play counting on not getting the multicast, you're always surprised when you get like 4 times multicast, instantly burst somebody down. He's a lot of fun to watch, and although we're seeing quite a lot of him now, I still haven't gotten tired of Ogre.
No, he's one of those heroes that it's just because of his RNG element, it's just so fun to watch every time. Like other heroes, just you know what they're gonna do. Ogre Magi, you never know he's gonna have a great game or a bad game just because of his luck.
Yeah, definitely.
I wonder though, Ogre used to be picked a lot as the Bloodlust is so powerful on carries. I wonder if they're gonna use that this time with say a carry, for example, like PA, a carry that can really benefit from this. I hope they do. But otherwise, the skill I feel is a little bit wasted, just as a simple support. So I hope they pick a carry that can go well with Ogre Magi.
Reserve time.
Yeah, definitely. Although most heroes aren't going to say no to extra attack speed and movement speed. Some use it better than most. Like, Death Prophet's pretty much moving at max movement speed already, and her auto attacks are kind of negligible in the team fights. She's more there for exorcism, so it's nice to have, but yeah, I would like to see, as you said, just something that's going to benefit from that extra attack speed. PA is kind of on the top of the list. Medusa's also pretty fair as well, if they have enough heroes to back that Medusa up. Right now, I'm not so sure, but we are also going to see the next stage of bans coming out. Necrophos and Sand King taken out by AlbumSheet and Lajons will ban out the Faceless Void.
I haven't seen that ban in quite. Well, I mean, oh wow, Lycan, that's interesting. It's been quite a while since I see a Lycan competitive actually being picked, not banned.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, this with Jakiro, they're gonna have an immense pushing power now. It's obvious what their strategy is. I would pick Lich actually for AlbumSheet. I think it's a great way to stop the Lycan.
Yeah, that extra armor on towers is pretty nice to slow down the Necro army. Also, just armor on heroes, that extra survivability, and being able to focus down and pretty much win a lane flat out with that pick. It definitely wouldn't be bad for them. Also, they could go a different route, maybe go for something with a little bit more damage and aggressive roaming potential with an Ogre Magi, and they'll go for the Skywrath Mage.
Ooh, the Skywrath Mage, interesting. He combines much better with the Ogre Magi. They can dish out a lot of magical damage. But at the same time, I don't know if he's going to stop the push that well, though. They have nothing to really stop the push.
Definitely one of Skywrath Mage's weaker points. The counter push coming out from AlbumSheet, it's mediocre at best. They have Crypt Swarm and Ignite, which are decent. But yeah, Skywrath Mage isn't going to be contributing much in that front. Lajons, this is one of their favorite drafts to go for, getting that Visage as well as Lycan Jakiro Tidehunter in the first 4. Every once in a while, the Tidehunter is banned out from them, and they'll have to pick something else, but this is pretty much bread and butter for them. AlbumSheet, they'll pick up the Centaur, combos well with the Skywrath Mage as well, even more magic damage for them. Again, fairly limited when it comes to that counter push, but offers a decent amount of control for the Lycanthrope as well. Clinks is going to be the last ban coming out from Lajons.
What do you think? What do you think is the last pick for AlbumSheet as the carry? What do you think they should pick up?
Let's see. It would be nice to have. I think the PA is still decent, even though, again, not going to have that great of wave clear. Something to brawl with the Lycan would be nice. And also playing fairly aggressively once you get that blink dagger on the Centaur. Other than that, let's see.
Anti-Mage perhaps with Battle Fury, ability to clear waves rather easily.
That could be decent, although, I don't know. I'm still not on the board with Anti-Mage. She wouldn't be able to do anything once the Jakiro comes online with that liquid fire push, and after that his map is already shrinking around him, and I don't think he'd get online fast enough, especially with the Battle Fury build. For Lions, their last hero is going to be a puck, a fairly standard run through for them, going to give them more AoE lockdown to allow the Lycan to get his damage off. And I don't know, Lions, the lineup just looks well-rounded, synergized as well together, and up against the enemy team, I think they're well-equipped. Right now it just looks really solid.
I would, now for AlbumSheet, now that this puck has been picked, I think maybe a Sven, I was thinking actually, would be quite interesting to see. If you get an early BKB on that Sven, his core is rather inexpensive. It would be interesting. I don't know if it would benefit a lot from Ogre Magi as well. Perhaps not even needing the Mask of Madness. I don't know. I'm doubtful into what carry they're going to pick up because I just feel so much pressure coming out from Lions lineup.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where they're going to find that foothold. I think Sven's a decent way to go about doing it. In the early stages of the game, he can benefit very heavily from having that extra damage and lockdown from an Ogre and Skarath. Even a Tidehunter, who's generally fairly tanky, is just going to get chain stun to oblivion with like the Stormhammer and then the Fire Blast and Arcane Bolts flying through the entirety of it.
I mean, it's hard to chain stun a Tidehunter past level 1, to be fair, but, you know, they got to be pretty good at that if they can, because obviously his Kraken Shell will nullify its stuns.
Yeah, definitely. Even if he gets like one proc off, however, I think they're still going to be fine as long as they work around it. For now, it's AlbumSheet thinking about this last pick. They could also go for that Medusa, although, again, it's a carry that takes a little bit too long, I feel, to get online. It's going to put a lot of pressure onto the Ogre Magi and Skarath Mage to make a lot of space before the 10-12 minute mark, and then after that 10-12 minute mark, it's the Centaur Warrior's turn to make those rotations and keep Lions away from their towers, which is honestly a very tall order.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I fully agree with what you said. I agree with what you said. I don't know if Medusa is probably the best pick here. I think anything late game is just really dangerous. Perhaps they should go for a completely early game or earlier carry. Wow, Timbersaw. Okay. That's interesting. So is it going to be a Centaur Warrior, I suppose, in the position of a carry?
I think so, but for now it's Aloha Dance on the Timbersaw. He's going to offer a nice amount of wave clear, and Tidehunter and Lycan, although they're generally fairly tanky, up against the Timbersaw, not so much, and even the other heroes are going to struggle against that burst, and they don't have the best lockdown for a Timbersaw. They have the silence from the puck and an Ice Path from the Jakiro, but that's not really enough, and although Tidehunter is going to have Ravage, he's not always going to have that spell available. I think they're going to safe lane farm the Centaur and throw Timbersaw to the off lane, but even so, I think he'll be able to get his levels at a decent pace, and that early Blink Dagger for the Centaur might be exactly what AlbumSheet need to take this game.
Yeah, I gotta admit, like I think I like the Timbersaw idea because of the wave clear and whatnot, but that just leaves them with a very little options for the late game if that happens. And Lions doesn't necessarily have a bad late game either. Like Lycan's very powerful in the late game as well, so I don't know. I find that AlbumSheet just kind of better win the mid game a lot.
Yeah, I think that's fair. At about 30 minutes in, if they're breaching high ground, I think AlbumSheet are going to be fine, but if they don't take a single set of barracks before 30 minutes in, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. And Lions, they might be pushing faster than that. I don't know. The mid-game team fights are going to be crucial for both sides. AlbumSheet on the Radiant side with No Fear on the Ogre Magi, Chomi on the Death Prophet, Aloha Dance on the Timbersaw, Sunlight on the Skarath Mage, leaving last but not least Afterlife, who will be playing on that Centaur Warrior.
As for Lions, we're gonna have Quicks on the puck, Bland on the Visage, Era. Oh, glad to see him again on the Lycan in the carry position, and Solon on the Jakiro, and finally, Jonathan Fan. There it is. On the Tidehunter. When I get these Swedish names, I can't. I'm sorry if I butchered your names. I really apologize.
Yeah, this is pretty much Jonathan Fan's wheelhouse. Tidehunter has been the hero he's played most during this tournament and for a lot of other tournaments. He does a consistently good job, and I don't know, everybody's on, if not signature heroes, comfortable heroes for them on Lions as well, and that's always something to keep into consideration. For now, I don't know, just waiting for AlbumSheet to get all of their players into this game.
I'm enjoying the players' faces. But yeah, I mean, the last player is the only thing they're missing. And right now, if you analyze the lineups, which I would definitely say Lions is a safer lineup here. Even though they're a pushing lineup, they just definitely have a more secure, I would say. They're more versatile and everything.
Yeah, seems fair, and I don't think the pressure is on them to really push. They always have that potential to push after winning a team fight, but I don't think they have to. Like, Lycan can probably be the scariest six-slotted carry in this game. So even if they want to play it a little bit passively, they'll get the tier 1 towers almost for sure with Liquid Fire coming out from the Jakiro, even without Lycan really committing to the pushes. And then later on, they can, I don't know, just sit on their teamfight potential coming out from the Titan to Ravage. And not to mention, like, Visage, the damage coming out from those birds, especially with Howl applied.
Yeah, that's it's interesting to see how the team that went for a complete push actually decided to is the one with less pressure to push. But it is the case just because of the power Lycan has in the late game as well. Another question which I kind of want to raise is the fact that how do you really stop the Lycan? They don't have that much stuns. So how do you really stop the Lycan once he gets that uncontrollable phase? Do you just buy Ginzus on everybody?
Maybe. I don't know. There's just not really that much control. I think scythes are definitely going to be on the table for, if not just the Timbersaw, and Death Prophet. I think Timbersaw's build this game, I'm not sure exactly what Aloha Dance's favorite build on Timbersaw is going to be, but I expect like something like Bloodstone Blink Scythe would be pretty solid, but they will need that very quickly. Right now, we're having internet issues with the last player coming out from AlbumSheet, so hopefully those are resolved. For now, we're just waiting. Probably going to be restarting his router, would be my expectation.
Yeah, probably going to restart his router. On to more tech talk. No, I don't. I mean, I hope he comes back. I hope he's all right. He hasn't disconnected from the game yet, though. At least I can't see that happening. Well, whatever. Meanwhile, we'll just continue the beautiful analysis we're having here. And yeah, I just don't. I feel like I fear for AlbumSheet right now. I don't know that Timbersaw pick was actually the wisest pick. I know you were talking a lot about the danger of the push and whatnot, but I just feel when they went wrong was the Skyreth Mage and the Timbersaw. Like, imagine if they had picked something like a Coddle or an Earthshaker, anything with a wave clear, or even a Lich, so you can protect the towers a little bit more, you know? And then that way they wouldn't have been pressured to pick something like the Timbersaw, which had the super powerful wave clear.
Yeah, it would give them a lot better high ground defense and just defense for towers in general.
Maybe you know what I would have liked? A Legion Commander, actually. Was he banned out? I actually didn't see.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No?
Nope.
Okay, so I think a Legion Commander here would have been a much wiser choice. Has lockdown for the Lycan, has the ability to protect the high ground, also, obviously, super late game potential. And goes pretty well with the lineup. The Skyreth Mage, the Ogre Magic would help him a lot. That Bloodlust is used to a great use. Because we were talking earlier, you said that most heroes are happy with extra attack speed, but the Timbersaw really does not benefit from that at all.
Yeah, definitely. No attacks during the Chakrams being out, and the extra movement speed doesn't really work either, as he's using Timber Chain mostly as his mobility tool inside the fights. Yeah, I think Legion Commander has just more synergy with the team. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Aloha Dance to play well individually, rather than synergizing well as a hero.
Yeah, this Timbersaw I'm not convinced, really. I mean, he does have a little bit of a synergy, I guess, with Skyreth Mage, because some of his damage is magical. Well, no, actually, just one spell. Never mind. Ignore that.
Even then, only if it doesn't chop down trees. Sometimes it's a bit of a synergy. I don't know.
I guess it's there, like, if you want to really go for it, but I agree. I don't know. I fear for AlbumSheet. I'm not really convinced by the draft, to be honest. Maybe the Centaur is forced to go into more of a carry position, which is a possibility. Like, you can build them harder to ask and whatnot. Pretty powerful.
Heart, AC, stuff like that. I mean, it definitely works. I'm not sure if it's the best tool for them, but I think Afterlife is going to be the one to get more farm priority in the early game. Maybe they safe lane farm this Timbersaw and just get him huge, but I don't know. I think getting the Blink Dagger and the Centaur is going to have more immediate impact, and I think Aloha Dance would rather have that farm, or rather have the levels.
Yeah, completely agree with that. Sorry, but the Blink Dagger is obviously a must. But the questions afterwards.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, another thing I want to point out: if he gets the heart and he gets the tower to aggro onto him, that's going to be a lot of damage coming from return. So that's another good point. Like, he can easily push if he gets an easy heart. So, do you think the Centaur might just want to, like, AFK farm ever so slightly just to be able to get that?
I don't know. For now, it looks like AlbumSheet are going to be slanting themselves aggressively But Lions, they're going to be throwing the Lycanthrope in mid, so they're not shutting down his farm. This puck, I think, is just going to be effectively played as an offlane puck. This is just going to be there, obviously, but I think Bland's job is more to pull the wave than to assist anything in helping puck in the laning phase. So I don't know, these lanes coming out from Lions, they do this quite often where they throw the Jakiro and the Tidehunter down towards bottom. Usually it's the puck to take up the mid lane, but this game, I think more than most, is going to be beneficial for them. It will probably free up these two supports to roam after a couple minutes of the game, but at least at the very early start, they'll want to look for first blood since they're committing so much time up here.
Yeah, I agree. I think I don't know. I don't know. Again, I just this game I'm very doubtful about anything to be said. To be honest, it's just kind of I feel that perhaps AlbumSheet makes a little bit of mistakes in the early game. Just not that many, but you know, the usual amount. It could easily turn into a pup stomp.
Yeah, it definitely could. For now, we're going to see Skywrath Mage in mid. He has a double damage rune, but isn't using it much. I think he's just going to be zoning out Era, and in this way they'll be able to put some pressure onto the Lycan. Eventually, Era's going to be able to farm the jungle, and they shouldn't be able to get this kill. They'll try, however, with Concussive Shot, the right clicks. It might be enough. They need at least 2 more. Maybe with the double damage rune, it's going to be enough. Sunlight secures it, and Era just found himself way too aggressively positioned in lane.
Well, I mean, that barely grazed him, that Crypt Swarm, but it managed to clip him. I mean, yeah, that's a really good start, actually, for AlbumSheet. And also, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, when Skywrath Mage got the kill, actually, that's pretty important, because that gives him a little bit of extra gold to get early boots and then roam around, which is probably what AlbumSheet wants to do with this position.
Yeah, Aloha Dance down in bottom, dropping pretty low to the combination of Tidehunter as well as Jakiro, but does have a salve. Once he has level 2, they shouldn't be able to get that kill unless the Ice Path interrupts the Timber Chain itself. But for now, Timbersaw's not having a good time. 1v1 versus the Tidehunter, that's an interesting matchup to watch, as the physical damage from Anchor Smash doesn't proc the reactive armor, so Aloha Dance takes a lot of damage there, but then again, Whirling Death's really good up against Joe's Sunfan, but now you throw in the X Factor that is Jakiro, who's always going to be putting a lot of damage into him. No Fear is going to be able to escape up and top, they're just not able to chase him down fast enough, and now Kix is going to be trading hits with Afterlife. It's instead going to be the Skywrath Mage killing after Jakiro in bottom, making a nice rotation there. Aloha Dance just too much burst damage, now working into Jonas Sunfan. They don't have any points in Timber Chain, so going into this, it's going to happen still. The right click coming out from the Skywrath Mage is going to be enough. Whirling Death just doing too much damage to Tidehunter, and now Aloha Dance trying to make his way away from this Jakiro. Should be able to escape, although doesn't have boots. Now slowed down by the Dual Breath, might end up dying. We do have 1 point in the Liquid Fire. It's not cooled down yet, still only level 1. Solon not able to pursue yet. We'll bump again into Sunlight, but Sunlight, a very fast hero, and the Skywrath Mage should be able to make his way out as well. My goodness, I wasn't expecting Skywrath to make such an impact, but ends up getting kills in every lane that he goes to. Yeah,
honestly, AlbumSheet is doing a great job here. Like, they're maximizing the early game, which they should be doing, but they're doing everything right. So they can just keep on putting this pressure and keep this lead up. The Skywrath Mage could rotate top and perhaps get a kill on Puck. That could be a really deciding factor. All he needs is a silence.
Yeah.
And in fact, they're going to rotate, try to kill Tidehunter again. They're smoked up, and they have the Ogre Magic with an Ignite. Interesting, actually. Well. Anyway, they're going to go actually on Solon. Solon's in trouble. He's being dealt a lot of damage. The Ignite coming out as well. And there's no Ice Path ready. Aloha Dance actually might be going down as well, but first goes to Jakiro. And that beautiful stun just picked up by the Ogre Magic. And Aloha Dance make it out thanks to his bottle. He will. And there goes the Tidehunter as well. That's 2-0 again. Keeping on this lead, keeping on this pressure thanks to the beautiful rotations by the supports. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. And now Sunlight, he's the one to pick up that bottle. Centaur kills off the Visage up top, and everything just seems to be going well for them. Centaur continuously putting a little bit of pressure onto the puck, but can't go for that any further. But then again, is just going to pull away this creep wave and ensure himself some experience and farm under tower. AlbumSheet, they're just finding so much out of this map where I didn't think they'd be able to. Death Prophet, as kind of expected, is doing well up against Era and mid. Bottom, we have the Timbersaw, who's getting so many kills. He's been involved in 4, not farming as well as the Tidehunter, but still doing admirably. In top lane, Centaur's getting solo kills, getting farm as well, and now diving the tower again. I'm not sure if this is the wisest of moves coming out from Afterlife, but is going to secure himself even more farm by pulling the wave.
Yeah, the Centaur's doing quite a... I mean, he's doing quite a good job here up top. I mean, he managed the solo kill to start with. And I think a rotation from the Skywrath Mage, I know they're getting a lot from this bottom lane, but I don't think they should push it. They're doing a good job. They can kill this puck really easily with just a silence. So perhaps the rotation there. Never mind. They're gonna go on Jonas again. And is he gonna go down? Yes, that Timber Chain. No, that was unusual proc. And the Skyrath Mage managing to finish him off with an Arcane Bolt. What happened there with the Timber Chain? I actually didn't understand.
Yeah, it apparently missed. I have no idea what happened there. Sunlight. Yeah, he proc Kraken Shell, and then the Timber Chain appeared to do no damage. I assume it missed, but honestly, I have no idea. Sunlight's pretty much playing as a core Skyrath Mage at this point. He has Bottle, 2 Null Talismans, and now going to roam towards the Lycanthrope, already pretty low, and he might also get a Courier. It is flying, and he's probably not going to go for that, but he'll get the kill onto the Lycanthrope at the very least. Hal Pop, he's doing a little bit of return damage to the Skyrath Mage. Will it be enough? It won't. That's an unstoppable spree. At less than 5 minutes in for Sunlight, still being pursued by Lycanwolves. Visage is not close enough in order to get this kill, and it looks like Sunlight's going to survive. Still, the Lycanwolves are working away at him. He needs some help from the Death Prophet to get those off of his tail. One more attack is all they need. He'll get him. And that's going to be the unstoppable spree going the way of Lycan, but he doesn't get experience for that. It's still some nice gold for Era.
I mean, well, top Blonde is actually fighting Afterlife here, but no, he has to run away now. Afterlife is wanting to get this second kill on Visage, but I don't think he's going to manage to. And, oh, never mind. He actually is trying to cut him off. That's a little bit risky play. Oh, Blonde. I mean, Afterlife, you're playing with fire, my friend. As soon as the creep, he might want to creep skip. I think that might be his strategy here. He's giving up on the kill. But that's also a very dangerous position to be in, especially with the Jakiro with a dual breath. I mean, no Ice Path, but still going to slow you considerably. And he's not going to creep skip in the end, but he's going to get the range creep. So they know he's there. They're not going to try to find him. Meanwhile, down bottom, it seems like the Timbersaw is actually just managing to evade that Accuracy Smash, and that's going to lead to the death of the Tidehunter with a beautiful little concussive shot there just to hit him a little bit. But yeah, that was good. They're keeping their lead up, and the Tidehunter just seems unable to kill this Timbersaw.
Yeah, I mean, he's been left alone by the Jakiro as well. Jakiro makes his way up towards top, so in a 1v1 situation, that lane is very much down to the individual play, especially of the Timbersaw, whether or not he's able to find those openings. And once you get one kill, it's so much easier to get the secondary ones. Sunlight in mid, going to get the silence on the kicks and the damage. It seems to be enough. Puck can't do anything but watch himself fall. He's going to destroy a couple of these odd attacks. Jaunt towards the north. Now with the central ultimate, they're pursuing. Cryptstorm will secure the kill. Lycanthrope now in his wolf form, chasing down Sunlight, doing a decent amount of damage with the crits, but now stunned up by the Ogre. No Fear in a bit of a pickle too. Sunlight probably still going to fall. Will be able to get the return kill onto Era. Sunlight going to die before the Lycan does. One more auto attack from the Death Prophet will fall him down, but bottles up from Era going to keep himself safe. 650 movement speed is pretty damn fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to run away from that. But I was mentioning something. Oh yeah, sorry. I think I was wondering is why the supports in AlbumSheet are doing an amazing job really rotating here. But the question is, why are the supports in Lajons not rotating bottom to help this Tidehunter out, who's already 0-4?
Honestly, I don't know. The Tidehunter, I'm not sure if help is really that effective coming out from the Visage as well as the Jakiro. They don't have much killing potential on the Timbersaw, so maybe they're scared of giving up kills back towards them. I think the bigger issue is that Tidehunter probably needs to just back off into the jungle or do something else, because coming in this bottom lane is just going to get him killed. Like it's going to happen right now. Fire blasted up, Chakra, Morling Death, and he gets the Ravage off? My goodness, that couldn't have gone any worse for Lions, but now they might get some return onto Aloha Dance. Not enough. Soul Assumption charges John forward to the orb. They get a Soul Assumption. It does literally no damage. Now Kick stunned up by No Fear. It's 11-2, and this bottom lane is just a train wreck for Lions.
Yeah, what happened? Why would you use the... I know the help was coming, but that's definitely not a good Ravage.
No, I don't know. It feels like he's just not comfortable being in this position. Usually, he's not put into a position where he's doing this poorly in lane. Jonas Sunfan, he plays a decent Tidehunter, but this game, it's just not his. Is up against the Timbersaw, he must be underestimating this killing potential coming out from Aloha Dance. All he needs is really one support, and even without the support, if he has a full mana pool, the Tidehunter needs to be so careful. Lycan is currently reserved to farming up in the jungle, has the bottle running to help sustain, but there's just no saving grace for Lions right now. The Lycanthrope's their highest farmer, and he's doing about as well as the offlane Centaur on the enemy's side, and Centaur's impact is going to be immediately larger than the Lycanthrope, because Vlad's is nice on Lycan and all, but a blinking Centaur is just infinitely more scary to go for, especially when you're like a Jakiro or a Visage check, even the Puck at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. That's gonna probably help the centaur snowball and become that kind of a sort of a carryish kind of centaur we talked about. Could be a possibility, definitely. In addition, Timbersaw has been doing very well, and the Death Prophet has been left alone, and she's doing amazingly well. Like, yeah, sure, she's not the best of carries, but she's decent. Actually, Jerusalem fan in trouble against Aloha Dance. Are they gonna fight it out? Yes, he's doing so much damage here. He has one more radial death. There it is. A whirling death, sorry. And there it is. That's a dead Titanheart. Nothing you can do there, really. Now it's to the point where he's hugging his tower and he can't even get away. That's a...
In the Death Prophet, ending her days of free farming away. It's going to be a nice kill going Lion's way. In fact, a lot of gold, especially for the Visage. But it's not going to completely stem the bleeding. They need more than this, especially since they're starting to lose towers. Centaur gets one up top. Even though Jakiro is here, he hasn't been able to throw out a single spell. If he shows his face, he's probably going to die. Ogre, being pursued by some Lycan wolves, is going to be forced under tower. It's annoying and all, but it's not going to get them kills. Still 12-3. Pretty much any team in this position is going to be having a good time.
You know, an issue I see, by the way, now I was noticing Jakiro with his build, he has the Liquid Fire build, which has become so popular, is the fact that when you're behind, this build is kind of bad for you, because you have no way to stun and stop the enemy team from killing your teammates. Yeah, sure, there's a small 1 second stun, but it's not as strong as a 2.2 second stun, which you could be having at this level, so or 1.8 seconds. So this kind of build is really made to win the early game, or to at least come out slightly on top. So right now, the Jakiro's in quite a bad position. He's not going to be able to help Era, at least not well, if the enemy team comes by. But in fact, it might be the Ogre Magi who's in trouble. Era has the DD, and he doesn't want to pursue because he has no shapeshift. But yeah, I don't know, this Liquid Fire build, I think he should have changed it when he realized that they were not doing that well. He only had one level in Dual Breath, one level in Liquid Fire by the time that the stuff started going, you know, their plan started going awry. So, I don't know. I think there's a little bit more planning should have happened. And why is he asking that? Are they having lag issue? Oh, Era in trouble. Now they're going to stampede. Era is actually going to be disintegrated by the Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, unfortunately for him. And now another kill going the way of Jonah's Sunfan down in bottom. Picked up by Aloha Dance. And I don't know, at this point it's almost impossible to change things. Up top, there's going to be a double Dream Coil as well as double Silence from the pot, because Soul Assumption is going to land into Poor Sunlight and another Liquid Fire. This is probably going to be the end of Skywrath Mage's life. They just need any more damage that they can muster, and they just can't catch up to him. Now they're going to Grave Chill up Afterlife. No Fear is going to land, or get shot by an Illuser, or Skywrath still surviving, as is the Centaur back in base, makes a clean TP out. Soul Assumption again thrown out, but it doesn't matter. Ice Path lands onto No Fear. Now Chomi going to be pursuing after Bland, going to get that last auto attack in under the tower. No Fear is in a bit of a pickle, looking for the last hit onto Kicks, can't find it. And, well, now with the Shapeshift form, pursuing down the Death Prophet. Yeah, very peculiar.
Wow, that was weird. I don't know what No Fear was doing. I mean, yeah, I get the kill on the Puck, but a Puck is hard to kill inherently. I don't know why you would ever do that. He could have run away perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think he could as well. Just a little bit of greed coming out from him.
Greed is bad, people. Sin for a reason. Era is actually being pursued now by Afterlife, and that's going to be a perfect stomp. There it is. Era is being stunned, and a double edge coming out as well. That's so much damage. Jesus Christ.
Nothing to do, but now an Ice Path.
Try to get some revenge for their fallen part. The Ravage comes out, hits 2, and that's a dead Death Prophet. Hits 3, actually. And now Titanhunter is going to pay for his super cool Ravage. He's going to go down as well. And the Visage Familiar is dealing some damage, but not managing to get the stun out. No Fear can now stun out the Jakiro. Solon could be going down to the super powerful Skywrath Mage, and in comes Centaur Warner just to get the final hit on this Jakiro. And, well, that was a good engagement again for AlbumSheet, just kind of exerting their dominance.
Yeah, definitely. Puck is going to drop a Dream Quill. Getting this kill into Afterlife is fairly easy with the Visage. They'll be able to get the killing spree, but now Kicks in a bit of a pickle. He's silenced up, and the Timbersaw just doing too much damage for him. And that's going to be a clean kill going their way. Timbersaw currently snowballing pretty darn hard, and in fact, he has the completed Bloodstone.
Yeah, that is huge, actually. I mean, he's 30 minutes in. That's really fast for a Timbersaw. I don't know. Like, this is gonna actually be quite a tempo move, as some Hearthstone people would say, because like this is gonna completely skew the game in AlbumSheet's favor. Now that the center also has Blink, they're gonna be able to just go around, get kills, and this could potentially mean like early towers if the Death Prophet does plays well.
Yeah, definitely. And Aloha Dance, he doesn't stop any of the
there,
smaller
dying
items.
down bottom as well.
Yep, that just happened.
The center on this Tidehunter is gonna be silenced, and can Tidehunter get away? Get away? I don't think so. Oh, but the Afterlife actually blinked himself in the trees. They're trying to kill his Tidehunter, and they will manage to just one more Cryptstorm auto do it. He's just fighting one-on-one against No Fear, who blocked his way. Alright, you were saying?
Yeah, Timbersaw doesn't back off for any of small items, or backs off for some small items as well. Get Ice Pathed up by Solon, now looking for a kill for that first extra charge of his Bloodstone. He'll find it. Now Bian's going to slow him up, but it doesn't matter. Central Ultimate spent, now Kicks in a heap of trouble as he's silenced up. Can't get away, that's 10 Bloodstone charges. Now Bland looking to make it 11, and it's GG.
Okay, wow. I don't know what to say. Were you expecting that?
No, apparently we just got a bad server and they didn't tell us until 10 minutes into the game. I don't know what to expect. Like, I don't know. I think if they needed a remake, they should have communicated a lot clearer. Like, that was...
I completely agree. I don't think you blame the server for them losing. This was not like the choices they made, especially Jonathan Fan. He was not out of position because the server was lagging. That's unfair to assumption.
Yeah, he was out of position because he kept on going into the lane, and
exactly.
Yeah, you can't blame the server for that. Either way, this isn't over. We are going to see another game between these two teams, and hopefully we'll be able to work out any server issues, and it'll be a little bit closer. But thanks for watching. We've been here on HeflaTV. I've been Granite, he's been D Swordfish, and we'll be back soon.
Bye-bye, guys.